Gotham is yours. None shall interfere. Do as you please.
As I put in the title for this video, The Batman 2022 with Robert Pattinson could fail due to Warner Media's problems. Not actually the movie being bad or anything like that, as we don't know. I'm expecting the Robert Pattinson movie to be absolutely epic and be pretty cool, basing it purely off the first trailer that we had. So, yo, what is good? YouTube Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu. If you want to see the face behind the voice, also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. So Warner Media is predominantly behind HBO Max, and this year alone they have taken massive leaps forward ahead of Disney Plus, and now next year they're gonna take massive leaps backwards. But we already knew this when HBO Max and Warner Bros announced that all the movies in 2021 would be coming straight to HBO Max. It's great. But everyone forgot that they also said at the same time that in 2022, the movies will be going back to the theaters and then going to HBO Max 45 days later. So an article has come out recently, which could affect the Batman 2022 massively on multiple levels. Jason, the head of Warner Media CEO, yes, it's not Ann Cernoff, it's Jason. Now, if it was Ann Cernoff would be saying it. So essentially in 2022, all the movies will be going to theaters before they stream. Old news, Jason. We already knew this. It's not shocking. But what's more shocking is what they're doing. And I think this could affect every movie for DC films next year. And beyond that is Warner Brothers have an exclusive deal with Regal Cinemas. It's exclusively going to Regal screens for 45 days before it goes to streaming, which is very weird. It says here, Jason announcement won't shock you. Cineworld, the company that owns Regal theater chains in USA, has already announced that it has a deal to show Warner movies on its screens 45 days before the move to streaming. It's reasonable to assume Warner plan to do the same thing with other big theaters in AMC, but I don't really think they can do that, because if they've got an exclusive deal to exclusively have their movies in Regal theaters. Now, I know in America, there's a fair amount. There's over 500 theaters, but Regal theaters own Cineworld, and here in England, there isn't that many Cineworlds. If you live in London and big cities, there's a lot of them, but it's really going to discredit the smaller theaters to a certain degree. Now, it's very strange, because what should have happened is they should have just went back to, going straight to the theaters and then going to streaming after, instead of these ridiculous exclusivity deals. But then that initial article really contradicts itself, because it says, and it's reasonable to assume they plan to do the same thing with AMC. So then that kind of contradicts the whole massive plan with Regal theaters. Now, here in the UK, if they do a deal with AMC theaters, then AMC owns essentially the audience, so it will be cool. But if they just have this exclusive deal with Regal Cinemas and Cineworlds, then it really is going to eat into the profits of all their movies, which is it's a very weird thing to say, to come out and say, yeah, we've got an exclusive deal with this company, instead of just having every single movie go into every single theater. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Just like Godzilla vs. Kong did. Now, we know majority of the movies coming out this year, distributed by Warner Brothers, should be going to theaters, as well as a lot of theaters are open. They're open here in May in the UK, which is cool, but maybe not the Doom movies. So I really think this could affect theaters going forward, because to me, this seems redundant. Yes, they would make more money going to exclusive cinemas, but then the article contradicts itself by saying, yeah, they're probably going to get other exclusive deals. It's not an exclusive deal if you have the same deal with multiple other theaters. So it's essentially meaning to watch the Batman, you're going to have to go to theaters, which is absolutely fantastic news. So Robert Pattinson's been in the news an awful lot recently, an awful lot. Like, there's some ridiculous headlines going around. Let's read a few of them, and they contradict. Robert Pattinson reportedly not happy with Zack Snyder's Justice League. Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves reportedly clashed on set. It's worth saying that 21 hours ago, 1 day ago, 22 hours ago, Robert Pattinson reportedly signs a big deal with WB for Batman, but apparently he wasn't happy. Robert Pattinson reportedly replaced Ben Affleck as the new Batman in the DCEU. Now, this is all coming from the same website, which is wehaven'tgotyoucovered.org, which is a very very interesting website. According to our intel, Pattinson is in the process of negotiations to appear in a number of featured films and television projects, but further details remain scarce. Now, I love the tactics this website uses. Now, it is kind of funny to say that Robert Pattinson has clashed with Matthew Reeves, and then literally the same day publish, he's closing in on a deal. As far as everyone knows, he's already signed a multi-picture deal for at least 3 movies. It really is ridiculous. So let's read this fantasy story here about Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves clashing. It was to do, apparently, the Cape Crusader reboot suffered a torturous production thanks to the pandemic, with Reeves finally calling it a wrap after almost 15 months after the cameras started rolling. During that time, we had multiple shutdowns, including Pattinson testing positive. Yeah, I mean, they literally are just recycling information, and then it goes on to say there's some ridiculous reports out there that apparently Batman and Catwoman got it on the Batmobile, which is ridiculous. And then there's another thing that says the following: oh, this is ridiculous, that Robert Pattinson isn't happy that Ben Affleck's returning for the Flash movie, and he's also not happy that Michael Keaton's returning for the Flash movie, although that doesn't actually look very likely. And then at the same time, it says he's demanding a lot more money, and then it says he's gonna replace Ben Affleck and become the main Batman. Yeah, his Batman is Earth 2, which I guess on the multiverse he could cross over to other Earths whenever he feels like it. But this isn't true. This is really funny that this stuff gets reported, because the source, who it's sourcing, I'm not going to say this name on this channel, but it's the same source that's saying Ben Affleck is coming back, as Ben Affleck is coming back to do a series. So, reports that Pattinson's Dark Knight could end up joining a rebooted Justice League in the future with the next iteration of the All-Star team. We know really what's happening with the DC films going forward, Hamadiverse, whatever you want to call it is. They are literally doing independent stories. Pretty clear with the Joker movie, the Suicide Squad movie, it doesn't seem to connect to anything, and also Robert Pattinson's Earth 2 Batman. Ben Affleck Batman is going to be replaced by Robert Pattinson's Dark Knight from a different Earth. It says. Okay, now, I mean, I really do like reporting on the Batman 2022, but guys, let's be honest, all this information, it's fabricated. It's all gospel. It really is. The same website has 8 articles within 3 days of a movie that's already wrapped. It's already wrapped. Now, an actor would not care if there's a different variation of the same character, because they're getting paid. They're not fanboys. They're not in the fandom. They're literally getting paid to do a job, and they do not care if there's another variation of the same character as them in said universe. So it's absolutely ridiculous. It's a slow day, guys, so I thought I'd report this, but I do think it's interesting that the Batman and other movies will be going straight to cinemas. It's just a bit unclear if it's going global cinemas or if it's just going to Regal or Cineworld or stuff like that. I just wish they'd be more transparent by saying, yeah, they're just going to the box office. Not saying, yeah, we've got an exclusive deal with the Regal theatres, although, yeah, they're probably going to get different deals with other cinemas, which literally contradicts the whole phrase. And then you got all these crazy rumours. You got to understand this movie's finished wrapping. Robin Pattinson rumoured to be causing trouble, big problems. Okay, but yet again, the movie's wrapped. They got to do additional photography. We get it. So funny, guys. So funny. I still can't get over that alleged incident with Zoe and Robert on the Batmobile. That was just absolutely hilarious. So likewise, guys, let me know everything down below. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see the face behind the voice. Also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, aka The Nightmare. And I will get you in another video, but let us know first, guys, would you prefer to watch the Batman on HBO Max, or would you prefer to walk in a cinema, see on a big screen with an IMAX with surround sound and in that vibe where you know where you're supposed to watch movies? You're not supposed to watch movies at home for the first time, at least in my opinion, because this movie's coming out in 2022, so you know that would be like 2 years post-pandemic then, because March this year was a year, so next year it'll be 2 years technically post this new world order. So like always, guys, sorry this video is pretty boring, but I wanted to cover it because I think it's pretty funny. So like always, guys, I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.